Hey everyone, welcome to another Q&A series video here on the AviationPro channel, where we gain some aviation knowledge one question at a time. Today, video number 5 already, coming to you again from beautiful LA, still in LA actually. I'm recording some videos right after another, but it's still sunny here, very nice weather, some great weather for some real life flying actually. Here you can see some pictures of a little flight in the Cessna 172 that we did during the solar eclipse, and the solar eclipse happened and was really beautiful. We were able to see through the glasses some portions of the sun being removed, and otherwise the conditions were very nice and sunny here in LA. Let's see, we got another question, of course, being posted in the question box. If you have any question, by the way, for the AviationPro question box that you want to have answered in this Q&A series, make sure you leave that question below, and who knows, your question will be turned into a video here on the channel. Alright, so today's question comes from Aviator04. Thank you, Aviator04, for supplying your question, and a special wing wave to you, of course. And the question Aviation04 asks is, how often do you fly, and how many times do you get to be at home a month in real life? Wow. Nice remark, of course, in real life. This is all talking about real life flying, of course. Now, it really depends on the airline, of course. I'm just going to give you what what my schedule sort of is. But it really depends on the airline, what your job type is, if you work 100% or less, on labor agreements and stuff. But so there are a lot of differences. But for me personally, I'm a second officer on the Boeing 777 and 787. I have about 3 to 4 flights a month. It really depends on the trip, on how long such a trip is. Sometimes you have like a 3-day trip, and what a 3-day trip means, really you're going to be working, you're going to be on the road or in the air, so to speak, for about 3 days, and which means you have one night at your destination. So let's say on Monday you fly to Atlanta, you stay there one night, and then you fly back there on Tuesday evening, and then on Wednesday morning I'm back at my home airport. Okay, so that's kind of a 3-day trip where you have one night at your destination. But then you also have like 4-day trips, 5-day trips, even longer trips exist. I personally try to request the flights that are about like 4 or 5-day trips, so we have 2 or 3 local nights. And then, depending on the destination and depending on how long that trip was, you have a certain amount of days off. So, for example, a flight like a 3-day trip to Atlanta could give like 4 or 5 days off, or maybe a bit shorter sometimes. But it's kind of, these are the schedules you have to think about. So you work for 3 days and then you're 3 to 4 days off. Sometimes you have 5 days trips where you're only 3 days off, but then other trips you have like a 3-day trip to South America where you have 6 days off, and this all has to do with the labor agreements. But there are some trips that you can request that give you a lot of time off, all right, and that really helps to kind of build your own schedule, because you can request a few flights per year, and then based on that you can just arrange, if you want to be free for a birthday, for example, you can arrange to be free around that birthday by requesting a specific flight. So you do get to be home a lot with that, of course, especially a 3-day trip followed by 6 days off. That's a lot of free time, but of course you also need the free time to recover from the jet lag. I mean, you're crossing a lot of time zones, and especially on short trips like that, you will notice that you get some more days off, because you are really just crossing time zones in a very short amount of time. So especially the first day as you arrive, you really need to sleep. The second day, usually there's some sort of crash moment for me personally, where I can really feel the jet lag. And then the third and the fourth day are kind of okay, and by that time you are nicely recovered for the next flight. Okay, so that's what my schedule personally looks a bit like. But if you fly, for example, within Europe, short haul flights, I will only do the long haul flights. But if you do short haul flights, it can be a similar schedule. You're away for 3 to 4 days, and then you're 3 days off. So that's kind of, I think, quite a good sense of what a regular pilot schedule is, at least for the airlines. Okay, it could be different for other types of aviation, of course. So hope that gives you a bit of an insight. And it's again, if you want to become a pilot, a lot of people worry a bit about the free time or the lack of free time. And of course, yes, there are going to be moments where you're not going to be able to attend certain things, especially if you fly short haul or thing, because then the schedules are a bit more tight. But again, by building your own schedule, by requesting flights, you can have quite a bit of an influence and can generate quite a lot of free time on the moments that you want it. Okay, so don't worry too much about that, but it is manageable. Trust me. All right. So hope that gives you a bit of an insight. Thank you very much for posting your question, Aviator04. If you have any question again for the Q&A series, make sure you leave them in the question box in the description below. I'll be happy to answer the question for you, and maybe your question will of course then be turned into a video here on the channel. All right. For now, I'm saying goodbye from sunny Los Angeles, and I will see you on the next one. Cheers.